Good evening, everybody.
Tech, I don't think we're recording, just FYI.
We are about to start recording, everybody.
Okay.
And welcome to the front lines. All right, now it's official. We are recording.
There we go.
All right. So,
Are we also going live on YouTube? I think, or Facebook, excuse me.
we are really.
Okay. All right. No, are we? I didn't know. It's not showing.
Oh, we're trying. We're
Okay.
trying to go live on Facebook,
Okay,
but it's just kind of swirling out. You know. Because with all this technology, apparently, it just affects us. I don't know. It's weird. Apparently, it doesn't work. But anyways. So, listen, I have about 30 minutes before I got to go take a call because we have somebody who we interviewed in a private interview. We actually never broadcast it. Who's gone missing? Who provided us very sensitive information from inside the Islamic jihadist camps out there. So that's a major concern. So I got to make sure that our people are working on that to help her out. And that's unfortunate, and I hope she's okay. And I'm going to do my best to try to make sure that she is. So that's something I got to jump off in a minute. So crazy stuff today. Crazy stuff. So last night we met, I had this guy who was God's gift to technology in the banking world, right? And he had all these great connections, and he came on like one of these really hardcore general guys, right? Which I love, right? They get on and go, now listen, this is the greatest technology that's ever been invented. This will actually make you better looking, happier, and stronger, and it'll make money for you. I mean, it's like that kind of amazing technology, like Crazy Eddie back in the day, right? So this gentleman, after all this, right, by the time he gets into the conversation with me, he realizes, okay, this guy knows what he's talking about. So now you get him on the phone with Kim. By the time he's done talking to Kim, he's like, Kim, you're the smartest, prettiest, best person in the world. Like he was obviously, starstruck by her because she blew him away with 2 hours of, nonstop content, right? So anyways, the next step was for him to do a background check, right? So Kim said that the NSA ran a background check on her, which probably was through this guy. So he ran a background check. So now if the NSA was telling the truth, then they know exactly who she is. So today, in the morning, get a message, hey, we're ready to move forward with you guys. I'm like, all right, great progress. This is great. We can move forward. This will create an interface. We can pull money down in the system. Hallelujah. It's going to be fantastic, right? This joker, I get him on the phone, and it wasn't that, it was actually the guy who connected me to him, who's like a financial strategist. He gets on the phone, and he's representing the other guy's, it's called. He goes, so, Kim, we just this, blah, 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 talk. So they just want you to, put $50 million into an attorney's account, and, and then from there, and then they'll come and we'll set everything up. That man didn't get those words out of his mouth before Kim was like, that's never going to happen, right? Because first of all, we don't even know who this guy is. We have his first name, we have his email, and a phone number, right? We don't have his passport. Kim sent all her credentials immediately. What do we got on this guy? It's like, he's Bobby, right? Just Bobby. That's all we know about him. So this, ridiculous idea that she's going to immediately move $50 million in the account as if Kim's desperate. So I wanted just to throw this out there to every one of you cabal douchebags who think that you're important, that you have the greatest system that ever existed. Kim doesn't need you at all. None of us need you either. You're all useless. Because here's the conversation we had. I'm even going to take the time to read it for you. Because this is something that haunts me. No, I don't have it here. So this is something that haunts me, so I'm going to share it with you, I guess. So 2 years ago, a little over 2 years ago, the statistic was brought up to me that 16,483 children die in this world every single day from starvation. Now, I calculate that number every single day into a running total because that was about the time I started getting on and going after the Chinese elders. And I couldn't understand why they wouldn't do the RV because we have the technology to easily feed the world. There's plenty of food. We live on a planet where you can take a seed that's this big, bury it in the dirt, and it will create a tree that will create enough fruit to feed a family for a lifetime. That's how abundant the planet is. and we have 60,000 plus kids dying every single day from starvation. Why, you may ask? Here's why. Because the pack of jackasses running this show, when they have the opportunity. So when this gentleman called me, he said, look, we just want to help humanity. They always do. They always want to just help humanity. But here's the truth. You freaking useless garbage. All of you, useless. You had the chance today. They already had the interface built. Everything was done. You could have easily set the thing up. And here's what they said. They called back and said, we're not, we decided no. Right? I could hardly believe it. They said no. They wouldn't provide their information. They wouldn't even do business if she wouldn't bring down $50 million. And this is what the jackasses said. They said, if she's legit, she'll bring down the $50 million. And I thought, oh my, you think she's got to prove herself to you? She's the queen. She's the sole sovereign on the planet. You guys are the ones got to prove yourself. And you know what you proved? You're all the same. You just proved it. You proved that every one of you idiots, when you have the opportunity to help humanity, what you're going to do is you're going to back down because you want to make sure that you stick with the good old boys so you have the most money. You don't want to help humanity. You want to help yourself. You make money, but you don't ever make a difference. Useless. All of you. That's the reality. Now, how do I know that's true? It just happened. You had a chance. And every one of you out there that is still bought in to the RV right now that you think it's happening, and who's this guy? Able Danger. Able Danger, you don't know anything about what you're talking about. I'm sorry. You don't know. You are not going to redeem in October. The RV did not happen last night. The quantum financial system doesn't even exist. There's a quantum mapping system that maps everything. The quantum financial system that you're talking about, that was made by the Cabal, it used to be called the Hercules quantum financial system, or Prometheus, or Babylon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Every one of them is a siphoning system for the Rothschilds that we're all fighting to get free from. Stop doing it. Stop being retards. Enough. Break out of this, because we're all being held here by the collective consciousness of your ignorance. So break out of it. Because right now, that's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. The RV did not take place, and you are not going to get that money ever. And that's like, right now, I would say, being that I'm directly connected to where the humanitarian projects are coming in, I'm concerned about everybody who's been in that state for so long that you're still there. You have the opportunity to come out. We're giving you a hand, telling you, here's how you get out. Get out of it. So the gentleman last night, again, who today, all he had to do was just talk to him. If he actually wanted to make a difference in anyone's life, particularly with kids, he could have. But instead, he does what every one of them do. When you're given the chance, you choose greed. Because you wanted to have $50 million. And actually, if he would have just talked to Kim, she probably would have made arrangements for that if he would have just provided his information. But instead, your NSA buddy told you some dumb shit about, listen, she's dangerous. She can't really bring the money in. She needs us. She does not need you. Believe me. And you all know it because there's currently a VTN system in place that the entire banking system is running on. And guess what? All your banks are on the verge of collapse. And that's what's really about to happen. Not an RV, a collapse. And you have a choice. Now, she's giving you every chance. So luckily, she's already put things in place for the people. But you jokers who've been running the show, y'all can die. You can go do whatever you want to do with all your fake money and uselessness. You've offered nothing but mediocrity to this whole damn world. You don't care about the people, because if you did, you'd be fighting for them and you'd find a way through it. But instead, you want to sit around smoking. Hey, don't touch that. You want to sit around smoking cigars and living fat on the hog, protecting your life, protecting your family, but let all of our families die off. Screw you guys, all of you. That's all I got. Awkward silence?
It was a rough day. We tried to go live earlier. Facebook cut us off. They're cutting us off now. It's just been, we had a great show planned earlier, didn't we, Tank?
Actually, it's been a great day. No, it's been a great day. Please don't misunderstand. I just want to be clear where I stand. See, when they all took greed, we chose the people. When they chose to let 16,000 more kids die today, we chose the people. When They were given 1,000 opportunities and given every benefit in life, every possible thing they could have to thrive, to excel, every possible way, every privilege you can imagine. And when you were given all those choices, you chose yourselves. You chose to kill us off. You chose genocide. We chose the people. In the end of the day, choosing people is the best choice I ever made. I would take the people any day over you useless, you lack any sense of humanity. So believe me, today was a great day because I would rather know exactly where people stand. And right now I do. Just like Google, right? And their adrenochrome method. And you're gonna keep going down that path. In the same, and I'll tell you what, Dan, we should mention and talk about how we're going to sue YouTube, right? For blocking us because it's censorship. And you're violating our constitutional rights. And on Speed Project, you got us blocked. You don't even respond to our email. And on top of that, dirtbags, because the truth's coming out, the reality is you didn't even acknowledge we don't have any community violations. We don't have any copyright violations. Why you block us? Oh, because you deemed it, because your boss has told you to? That's why. Because you don't have a mind of your own. You wait for your master to tell you what to do. It's a shame.
Yeah. Well, the censorship is going to come back around and bite them, right? Because this is, it's against our constitutional right, to free speech. And they took our money and built this. They had an agreement with us to be an open platform. The community guideline stuff, needs to be published, and then we can, like, as a community, decide upon it. The reality is that anyone that's centralized and then giving, say, who can speak and who can't, even if it's vile content, even if it's hateful content, even if it's loving content, even if it's mediocre content, maybe if it's disgusting, even if it's beautiful, doesn't matter. They should not have any right to stop anyone from seeing it. But every individual should have the right to filter out what they don't want. If I don't want to see anything about the Democratic Party, right? I should type that in, filter, boom. It never comes to my channel. It never comes across because I just don't want anything. I don't want to know about it. But I took the action. I did it. If I want to see everything about Trump, I can type that and say, okay, I'm weighting these things more heavily. So this system that's in place, I'm not in favor of breaking up YouTube at all. In fact, I want it to be a platform where this all can happen, not 30 different platforms. But it should have a way for people to be able to filter the things that they don't want to be exposed to. There should also be no advertising that's blasted at you for things that you don't want, right? So I mean, I would advertise just because I'm looking for a revenue source, right? But I gave up on trying. Yeah. But it's my choice to turn on, but they're turning it off, so it doesn't even matter anymore.
Well, they're actually interfering with several of our constitutional rights. For example, the care, custody, and control of my child. So as my child is watching one show, they interfere with the show, and they all of a sudden plant some kind of liberal doctrine in there, some kind of language and promotion of teenage lesbianism or some kind of transgender ideology, or it's okay for pedophilia. Some people just touch kids. That kind of bullshit that they just kind of plant in there. And listen, I know that, by the way. I watch every one of them. I record the time, the date, and what you put out there. I make sure to track it back. And we've got about 1,000 people who are doing that exact same thing, tracking everything you do. And yet you still don't get it. We wouldn't even bother you if you would just not use your algorithm against us, you idiots. Don't you know what we're talking about? Why don't you watch a whole show and find out? Because then you realize that we're directly connected to the one human being who's actually advocating at the very top to bring money down to the people. What are you guys doing? Advocating to be the most mediocre broadcast system ever created? Trying your best to infiltrate and perpetuate, some weird transhuman lifestyle? Are you kidding? See, I think about this. I wrote this the other day talking about the kids, man. about my own. I wrote a lot last year actually. I was talking about things that are so important for our kids. You know what? Be extra. Be extra with your kids every day. Be over the top. You know, be eccentric. Get involved in every conversation. Ask too many questions. You know, make them say they love you before they go to school. Show up and embarrass them with their friends. You know, I make my kids dress like me for Halloween. I'll be involved in all their business all the time. You know why? Because my kids might not know where they're going, but they are never going to forget where they came from. Because I make sure they know every day that they're loved and that that's what they need. Now, these people want to separate us from our children. You promoted child trafficking. You leave those channels completely promoted, unguarded, as they're promoting child trafficking on YouTube. That's what you're doing. You damn right, oh, I'm going to. All of these things. I want YouTube to exist too. It's a great platform, but you don't deserve it.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna
it's
find a
true.
way to take it. I'm gonna find a way to take it.
Well, it's already not theirs. It's already belongs to the people who actually invented the technology that was stolen from the government. Stole the intellectual property from the people who invented it. They planted people in the company. They took it. That's Michael McKibben and Leader Technologies. And Leader Technologies offered control over the technology to Trump a month ago. I have no idea. They haven't talked about what happened there. But they said they already won in court, and now the next step is the Supreme Court on this, because literally it's their technology that started so all the social media sites, anything where you have a user login and password, you know, the security certificates, everything that, you know, and who's making money off that is Hillary, right? Who's basically moved this technology into the hands of all these social media companies, which are all fronts. None of them, from Elon Musk to Mark Zuckerberg, any of them. These are just cutouts. These are people that were chosen, put into place to be that figurehead for that company. But behind the scenes, it's being controlled by, you know, the Privy Council in England. Yeah, that's where ultimately where it all goes back to there. And the intelligence apparatus and everything is all structured around Britain, you know, the British Empire. Now, the Privy Council rides roughshod over the Queen, right? So there, because you know, there's the positions that were compromised between that Privy Council and everything, where they took really control over the empire. What they say, you know, goes. And they wanted to have the United States as their muscle around the world, so they can bring war anywhere they want and basically continue to manipulate until they can control the whole world. But that's all the intelligence apparatus. That's everything. So when we talk, you know, these technology companies and having that they've stolen all of this as a matter of practice, taking patents or whatever, they militarize them, and then they control them and they put their people in place. So all these tech companies are not legitimate in regards to who owning the technologies. It's in the hands of a very good group of people, right? That should, if they're now empowered, you know, by say Trump, say go ahead and go to it. They want to base it around the Constitution. How it functions, all the social media sites, Facebook, Google.
The Constitution? What's that?
I know.
Do we even talk about the Constitution anymore? Does anybody enforce the damn Constitution? You can do whatever the hell you want. The constitutional right don't mean anything anymore. Oh my God. You know what? Ralph Usatella, the attorney who's heading up this whole thing about informed consent, he said this: if you don't claim your rights, you waive them. You've got all these people, they just waive the rights. They don't care enough about their kids to realize
Click
that,
here.
You know,
Click. I agree.
Yeah.
It's and you have to, really. I mean, if you're going to participate in this, if you want, you know, a cell phone to work, you have to agree, right? If you don't want to communicate with the cell phone, Okay, well, I guess you could go back to, what a non-smartphone. Yeah, you could do that.
Well, you know what? Kim said something last night that I thought was very profound, right? She said, you don't have to change everybody in the world. You just have to change one. And then that one will perpetually reproduce themselves in their mentality. And it'll continue to perpetuate one more and one more and one more and repeat. And that will overcome all this nonsense. And there's a peace treaty in place with all the other species on the planet, right? The only ones who want to wage war and act like jackasses is this whole group of this militarized industrial society of mediocre, politically correct, transgender pedophiles, right? This crew, right? And by the way, anybody out there still supporting them because you think you're in the know because like you understand really advanced banking? Listen, my 6-year-old could easily master banking. It is not complicated. I know you think it is. It's not. It's not complicated. I know you think that you're doing something. You're not. You're just stealing. You're laundering money. You're finding new ways to launder money. And by making sure that your services are only available to those who have, $50 million up front to drop, right? Because that's what you got. That's what you guys just did. You pack of cowards. You stand for nothing. My God, I think what it is I really trust people. I believe in people. I do. And when somebody shows me something, I'm like, wow, great. I found somebody with diamond in the rough who's going to do right by the people. And when they turn around and they just they don't even consider intelligently or look at the information. They back out of the deal after they get a check from the NSA, which probably somebody was just cock-blocking them, gatekeeper stopped them from getting the real information. And because of that, this whole intel world, everybody out there, don't you know all of you are being held up right now by money there's no money in the system. There's no money in the system. I mean, the banks, they're all in negative liquidity, and you have one human being at the top going against all of these, thousands and thousands of years old collective of secret societies that they don't know what to do. They don't have any information. They have no power. Because they're just following their last instructions. They have no plan to change things. Their plan is the same plan they had before, right? We're going to have the GCR, that'll collapse the world economy, but they don't have the money to buy it back anymore. So they're going to cause a zombie apocalypse of which they're going to be devoured too, and we all get killed off. That's not going to happen, but I just can't even hardly believe that you're all still falling for it. Everybody out there, there's none of you with integrity. The words come out of your mouth. It's venom. They say, look, we're just about helping humanity. Every time. They just
send us $50 million up front.
Yeah. Just take $50 million and put it in an attorney's account. It could be your attorney, it doesn't matter. I just want to see that. It's like, really? You think you're being smart? Kim, I can transfer the money into my account, and then you guys can check it that way. But she didn't even say that. The point was, as soon as they saw that, I didn't waste another second going back, because I could have explained it to them. I'm like, you know what? Screw you guys. Like, why am I pandering to you? Why should Kim have to be examined by you? She's passed every DNA, every test. She's overcome every obstacle. As everybody else keeps running their mouth and pursuing other things, she's the only one who's done exactly what she said. And we're going to make sure she gets your approval? She's doing this for you. She's doing this for the people, knuckleheads. On that, I want to say everybody have a great night. I got to go take this call, and Dan, I'll meet you back at 10 o'clock. Lisa, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Wow. Well, we just got some breaking news. Should I go over that really quick?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, I'm going to send the videos. Dan, knowing that I'm quite the tech tart that I am, I'm going to send you the file, and then you can play it. It's a less than 2-minute video, and it's breaking news coming from our production people.
Okay.
So let me just send it over to you. And I think I just sent it.
Oh, in Telegram?
Yep. No, in chat. It's just downloading. It's going to take them
Oh, I see.
5 more seconds.
4, 3, 2, 1. -1.
0. Okay, I was a second.
-2.
Network disconnect. Resend. That's what it said. Dan, did you intentionally disconnect the network so it would go through on time? I resent it. So
Yeah,
we'll
just
see.
a little tweaking, that's all.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's breaking news. So somebody quits on air because they were spying. So that's interesting.
They quit on air?
Well, they were live on TV and dropped a bomb and resigned
I see.
after admitting to spying. So, okay, it looks like it went through.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
downloading now.
Okay.
It's actually a movie file, I get it.
Yeah.
See. Okay, make this bigger. I'm gonna have to share my screen here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, actually, I gotta do it a different way, don't I? Sorry, I'm a little.
It's okay. Better you than me. So it's it took me 10 times longer than however long it takes you. I guarantee it.
Okay. Still like.
And while we're waiting, isn't Trump filing a case or doing something with Google and YouTube and all that good stuff for censorship?
I think so, but I'm not
Yeah,
exactly
me
certain.
too.
I'm still trying to line it up before we get going here. Oh, I hear a tank in the background.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Okay, I have it queued up here. Let me actually just verify it's actually coming across the monitor of the.
I think when you share, you have to share your volume too. I think there's a way to when you share.
Yeah,
Do
well,
both.
it's actually a little bit different than that because I'm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, it's showing. All right, I'm ready to play.
Okay.
Problem. So anyway, let me give it to you in a nutshell. In a very strange way, by a weird fluke of history, I ended up in the center of the Russian and the Clinton investigations. I have all the answers. I've been sitting on them, waiting for America to get there. Last summer, I figured out I have all the answers to both of those. What they all are, it's all about political espionage. Had nothing to do with law enforcement. I thought I was helping them in some law enforcement. It was all political espionage. Here's the bottom line. There is a deep state, like a submarine, lurking just beneath the waves at periscope depth, watching our shipping lanes, and a nuclear icebreaker named the USS Bill Barr has snuck up on them and is about to ram them amidships. That's about to happen, and I think we're about to see the biggest scandal in American history.
Wow.
As a result. But it was all political. Everything you think you know about Russia and Clinton investigations is a lie. It's all a cover-up. It was all political espionage.
And you think Bill Barr is going to get to the bottom of it?
I think he has gone to the bottom of it. It was, believe it or not, there was political espionage conducted against Hillary Clinton. And I can tell you, two of the names involved were John Brennan and James Comey. But there was political espionage conducted against Hillary Clinton, against Ted Cruz, Mark Rubio, and Donald Trump. And everything you think you know about the Russian collusion investigation is a lie.
Well,
it's all going to be exposed.
There we go. Let's a little bit more.
So we didn't get to see it, Dan, but at least I couldn't see it. I'll just say that's the CEO from Overstock. I guess he resigned today. Live, that happened live on air today. So
That's interesting. All right. Okay, now let me switch back from here. Okay. I don't know what. Now I don't know what screen I'm on. So I got to do this. I got to switch screens.
we
I can't.
still see you. We're not. You didn't share your screen, so we just see you as normal. Nothing changed. We
Oh,
just
but
heard
what I sent out on YouTube did change.
Oh,
See,
okay.
I have the software I'm manipulating. Now let's see what it's showing right now.
Okay.
So it's showing what's coming out here. Let's see what they're showing now. Yeah, I still have the screen up here, so let me kill this. And I gotta make a new screen for what we were seeing, I think. Okay. Oh, now we're back. So yes, because when I'm broadcasting now, I'm using another piece of software, right? Not through Zoom. So I've got to manually manipulate each screen when I
Okay.
should. So I can't share. If I tried to share a screen with Zoom, it just comes up black.
Oh, interesting. Okay, no problem. Well, people got to hear it. I think I put it in our chat so that I can go. We can put the video on our link when we post it so people can actually see it. But basically, it's the CEO of an overstock company that resigned live on air today after admitting all that. So it should be interesting. What do you think about that? The
Well,
biggest scandal in American history.
You know, I knew that there were. I don't know if what we just saw was actually someone really coming out and like he's on the right side of things, or this is another diversion. Because as far as I'm concerned, Overstock, you know, was just as much part of the cabal system as Amazon.
Oh, so you think he's just trying to cover himself potentially? Maybe
It could either be that, or or it's not, or it's a diversion. You know.
right, just to distract us from what's really happening.
Yeah, another diversion. Okay. It could be. I don't know. It's just because I don't have anything go on other than what my past understanding of where Overstock fit in this. You know, so all these super conglomerate giant companies, are only allowed to get to that stage because they're on board with their plan.
Right.
Right.
Exactly.
So there is none. There is none out there. I mean, unless it's a very old company, that has played the game in a way that kept themselves kind of out of the limelight, never got too big, never threatening to that system, right? But for the most part, it's been corrupted by this evil. It's like a virus. It just spreads, and like
Right.
the zombie virus, right? So anyone infected with it becomes a zombie. The cure for zombieism is what?
I don't know.
There is no cure.
Yeah, you got me.
Yeah.
Right to the hills. I mean,
so
I don't
you
know
got-
where you'd hide if there's a zombie apocalypse.
I guess the cure is that you chop the head off, you mulch the body, and you put it in the ground, right? So.
Yeah, it's rough when you've got a lot of people coming at you at the same time. I don't know. That's a rough one. When they want to cannibalize you. I don't know, Dan. Oh gosh. Well, that's not happening, so we're not going there.
Yeah, that's what they had plans for, right?
Right, exactly.
So I was thinking that the zombie apocalypse films and that. I mean, and I like zombie movies and that. That's like one of my favorite things. I used to. I have a couple of friends of mine, brainiacs, that we'd get together and think, okay, how do we survive the zombie apocalypse? What are the things you got to do, right? Where do you go? How do you build? What do you do? And I think one of the storylines I had for survival was you take over the freeways.
Oh, right.
And
Can't travel, right?
Well, you take over the freeways and usually there's on ramps and off ramps, right? They're not really accessible from the ground, but that gives you the ability to travel. right? And so then when you need to
Right.
go into your supply runs, you basically go to where you need to go, and then you're just off the freeway into where you need to go and get back on, right? And then,
Right.
but you literally have to make the fortify the freeway systems, and so I had done things. I said like, okay, so whenever what you do is you build the freeways also into a place where you grow food, right? So you take one of the lanes all the way down, and you're just growing food. And where do you get the nutrients for the plants? As well, you let the zombies up one ramp, throw them through a mulcher, right?
Ah, and use them as compost.
And then you compost the zombies.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
Right.
You know what though? I wouldn't want to have that job. Kind of a disgusting job.
Yeah,
What do you think?
but you kind of like go through stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. It just keeps processing. You get energy out of it, right? Get biofuel.
Oh my God, yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one doing that. I think I wouldn't be the job for me. I don't have the stomach for it. But hey, whoever can do it.
Well,
You know.
the way I looked at it is what you're doing though is you're literally developing a lymph node system for the planet to cure the planet in this way, because this freeway system would spread out, and the people would, the zombies would be fed in and be turned into the rebirth in essence.
Right,
And,
maybe
and,
part of our future and food, and yeah, that's a good idea. So anyway, so okay, well, I don't think we're going to stay on too long tonight. That's kind of making. I don't even want dinner now, but.
How about a good
Dinner.
hamburger, a juicy fat burger with bacon?
It's funny because Jake and I are going to do a show on cannibalism, and every time we even talk about it, I just get sick to my stomach. It's a great diet plan, though. Talk about cannibalism, you don't even get hungry that day, right?
Right.
It's like, how do you like? There was I saw a picture. I actually pulled up an article. I think it was this morning or yesterday about cannibalism, and it actually showed how they're trying to normalize it and saying it's much like pork, just better flavor. They have pictures, and it looks just like. It looks just like cow or something, sitting on your raw meat sitting on a table.
Oh yeah.
And I'm thinking,
But
how do you go into a restaurant and how do you order it? Do you order it rare, cooked, medium, like raw? Like how do you eat it?
Well, it's like I love zombie films and like the Walking Dead series and Fear the Walking Dead. But like when they came out with iZombie, where the zombies were now, humanized, right? They're back to being, you can have conversations and they're just like regular people. But by the way, they eat brains. I refuse to watch it, right? Because I know that's where they want to take everybody. They want to say it's normal to eat other
Right.
people. And they're feeding people to people, right? If you're going to the grocery store and you're going down and you're going to be purchasing meat, it could be that the ground meat that's there is literally made of people or mixed in. They even raise that, that.
I've heard that they're already doing that. to
Oh,
some
they
degree.
are. They're already doing that. That's why they raised the amount of human meat that can be mixed in. They raised that level, right? Because it's supposed to be there in case someone cuts their finger off and it gets thrown into like 1,000,000 pounds of ground meat and it's through the processing factory. You can't pull it back out. It's like, oh well,
So they're trying to, they're doing it covertly.
It's covert.
But
Yeah.
I think Tate said we have to create a certain digestive enzyme to be able to digest it, and then I think we have to acquire a taste for it. So if they slowly, gradually give it to us, small doses, and then beef up the, well, no pun intended, but the amount that they throw in there, then I guess we slowly acquire a taste for it, right?
Yeah, and it'll make it part of the diet. Now that's that is the evil of what they do, right? It's all about converting us into something we're not, right? Removing us wanting to care for our children. Why? So we can become Borgs. Give up the
Right.
Well, women, childbirth is so scary. Why do you want to go through it when you can just put your eggs into a test tube and mix with some sperm and throw it into the oven over there, and you don't have to go through birthing anymore. Because you scare all the women into not wanting to do it. It's been going on since the beginning of time, and for the most part, women are built for it.
They're built for what?
Giving birth.
Oh, but giving birth, yes,
Yeah,
absolutely. That's
yeah,
what we're
sorry.
designed for. Absolutely. I thought you meant built for eating human flesh. I'm like, well, this woman isn't. I don't know about your woman, but this one isn't. So. I don't know they do it in the Philippines, so we don't do that here, Dan.
I've gotten into some battles with feminazis that want to, say, everything has to be equal, and they said we're not equal. We're different. Our
By
rights are our rights. Our rights are
design.
equal. Yeah, we have the right. We have the right to pursue happiness any way we want, but we're not the same. We're not equal. And they say, well, sometimes they go back to this childbirth. Well, you don't even know what the pain of childbirth is. And I said, well, you don't know what the pain of being kicked in the balls is like. I said, well, getting kicked in the balls is just the same pain, but concentrated into just a few minutes that you go through in childbirth.
And I really, honestly, when does that conversation does it ever really matter?
It doesn't matter, but they make it. They bring it up because it's about
everything's compared.
It's
right?
their brainwashing, right? It's their way of getting to the point of brainwashing. Their rhetoric. They need to keep repeating these things to say that they're on the right side of things. And mostly when I've had these ongoing battles, and I had it for a very long stint. In a coffee shop in West Los Angeles, and I go there and play chess every day with a friend of mine, right? And so we'd meet there and play chess, and but it's like a bar scene, right? Everyone starts knowing the people that are there, right? They're coming as regulars, and so I'd have these visits by different groups of long ways, but there'd be certain times where you get into these battles with the feminazis. But one of them in particular was an attorney, and she was a piece of work. Never happy,
Right.
And I'm always laughing and having a good time about things, and she'd get into these arguments with me, and she never had children, and she's telling me all about all these things. I said, I'm a father. I have children. You have no children, right? And the women that are with her, they're like shaking their head like with me, right? But she doesn't see it, right? But I know that they're on my side, and then I end up having these conversations, and her friends end up siding with me. She gets so furious, but took years of doing this, right, back and forth, where she tried to come at me about different things, always from a very friendly perspective. I'm laying very adversarial, but we had very friendly exchange. I'm not saying it was all battle royale all the time, but the main points that would try to get across where she'd get heated and things about these things. I would say that that it's really we're going down the wrong roads. I express this, and this is what you have been led to believe, that we're equal. And we should be able to do exactly the same things is wrong. And whether it is women should not be firemen, right? And can there be a woman that is has masculine muscles and can carry another? Yeah, that is possible. But out of a normal, to basically force women into become firemen, right? That has occurred and has cost people lives because they were not able to do.
Funny you say that. I used to go into LA County. So LA County has the biggest fire department in the whole country, right? And LA County, as you know, because you've lived there, is huge.
Huge.
And that are small enough, they have county fire versus city fire. Like City of Long Beach has its own fire department because they're rather large. But the rest, a lot of LA County has. So I went to every fire station just about in LA County, which there's hundreds of them, literally hundreds. And it's funny because I know all their statistics, right? I used to sell them insurance and different kind of things for heart attacks and cancer, and they certainly have a higher rate of both than the average person. But it's interesting because they don't have a lot of females on the force, but they certainly have some. And I remember hearing a statistic a few years ago when I was in one of the fire departments, and they said that the death rate for women, even though they have a huge amount of men versus women, is higher than the men. The actual percentage of women that die in the fire department of cancer or anything, they have way higher death rate.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting. But I don't think that I'm okay saying I will never be physically as strong as you or most men, right? Like, I'm okay with saying that. I don't want to be. I'm okay letting you carry the heavy stuff.
Yeah, the guys get together and we throw our chest out, we butt our chests against each other, and fuming, right? But for the most part, this is this is a natural thing. I'm not talking about the guys that have steroids and gone off the cliff, but we are different. We're equal in the right to pursue happiness. But if your happiness is to pursue being a firefighter, and I'm sticking on the same theme here, it's actually at the expense of possibly someone who should be in that position that is much more strength to save someone. Throw someone over their shoulder and carry them down the ladder. Right? These are the ones that should be in that position. But when you have a situation where you try to force it by government saying, you have to have this, you have to have this many, or it ends up being, it has to be 50-50, right?
Oh yeah, that's never going to happen.
I know, but no, that you say that, but year by year they're heading there to where then the guys stay at home, right? And it's only the women firefighters. Right, where
they have to hire so many, even if they're less qualified than their male counterpart.
Well, they literally want to change everything around, and it sounds mad to say it, right? That they want to reverse everything, but they literally want to reverse everything, and so it's so unworkable, so much of a disaster that when they rebuild humanity, it would be in this other form. And by the way, you're tuned into the cyberspace, and you're having all your fun in cyber world, and you're getting injected with your nutrients, and you're in your cubicle, and you're back into the matrix. These things are the plans, right? Where they want to move people into this position, to where then you just upload your consciousness into these cyborg bodies, and then you're off fighting on other planets as a military force. Exactly. Whatever the ultimate goal is for them to remake things, but they want to remove what is is to be human, which is to love,
natural and human, and
loving, caring,
and different, and intentionally different between masculine and feminine, and male and female. I think that's their goal. And I think their true goal is to make us, robotic pre-zombies. Really, at the end of the day. That's really what their goal is. So, is as less human as possible. So,
women are still stronger than men, Lisa.
In a different way.
They hang on. They're better at emotions. They live longer, and they're in much better shape than most men. Men are physical, yes, they're physically strong, but emotionally and many other areas, women are much stronger than men.
Well, Archbishop, I think you've been brainwashed. I'm still going to be out there as we're stronger, and again, being able to withstand childbirth. I've heard that before, and I say, you haven't withstood being kicked in the balls. So anyway.
Well, I've only done one of those, and I will tell you that childbirth is no picnic. I will say that.
I agree with you. There's no picnic to get kicked in the balls.
Yeah.
I've delivered 3 babies in my life, and I was grateful that I wasn't the woman carrying them. I can honestly say that.
Yeah, I think you do tend to forget how painful it is. I only had 1, not by choice. I would have had 5 if I could have. But my friends and my family say, like, you do forget the pain that you're in that moment, because it's so horrific that if you didn't, life would stop. Humanity would stop. So, anyway.
Yeah, it's
Well, Dan, I think we should wrap it up in a minute or two because I know you have to get
Yeah,
on a call with Tank
we
in
do.
just a few minutes, right?
yeah, it's true. So we could say goodbye to everyone on this note,
Yes.
and we
But
can.
I think we could do an entire show on this. I know Tank and I have talked much about masculine and femininity and all of that. I think we could do. It'd be fun to do a show with men and and women on the show. I think it'd be fun to do this. So I think we should do that.
Okay, that sounds
great.
good. The Battle
Yeah.
Royale.
Yes. All right.
Mel-
Well, thank you guys for coming on, and thanks Archbishop for joining us. I thought when I jumped on that you guys were still on the bank call. I'm like, why is Tank having me on this, or the the app call or whatever you guys were doing? So I was a little confused, but we'll should be back. Hopefully, he and I will be back tomorrow with normal stuff. We tried doing a show a couple times today, and we got bumped off. So we'll be back.
Okay. All right, bye everyone. Be sure to
All
subscribe.
right. Thanks, guys.
Thumbs up, positive comments, spread the link.
Yes.
We're here to create change.
Yes. Thank you. All right. Good night, everyone.
All right, bye bye.
Good night.